first started back. So I hope everyone's well, and we're excited to get back and do some maths. So the first one says 1 over 4x squared, so that's a quarter, and then x, 2's in the bottom, so it's minus 2. Next one is root 16 x 5. Well, it's split up into root 16, root x 5. So root 16 is 4, and x5 rooted, well, remember flower power? The power is on the top, so the 5's on the top, and the root's on the bottom, and square root is a 2. And third one, x root x. Well, that's x to the power 1 times x to the power of a half. So add the powers and get x to the power 3 halves, 3 over 2. Okay, second one. Find the first 3 terms of the expansion 4 plus x to the power of a half. Well, remember, we need a 1 there. So the first thing I'm going to do is factorize out the 4. And remember to take the power with the 4. And I need to remember to divide the x by 4 as well. Okay, so now I've got n is a half, and x is a quarter x. So now I can use the binomial. So I'm going to ignore the 4 to the half a second and use the binomial. So I get 1 plus nx, so it's a half, times a quarter x, plus n minus 1 over 2 times x squared. Now I'm going to simplify the inside. So 4 to the half is 2. Inside I have 1 plus 1 over 8x. This is going to give me negative because I've got 1 negative. That's going to give me 1 over 8. That's going to give me 1 over 16. So 8 times 16 is 1 over 128 x squared. Then just expand by the 2. So 2 plus quarter x minus 1 over 64 x squared. That's the first 3 terms. Remember, you get the formula for binomial. It's not one you have to memorize, but you might get used to the pattern. Okay, next one. Is x minus 9 over x squared minus 4x. That should be plus 3 there. Again, I don't know why that's missing. So to get that in post fractions, I want it to be factorized in the bottom. So use your calculator, use your common sense. You get x minus 3, x minus 1. So it's a over x minus 3 plus b over x minus 1. So I'm going to times both sides by x minus 3, x minus 1. So I get x minus 9 is a. Well, when I times this by this, the x minus 3's cancel out. So I just get x minus 1. And this one, the x minus 1 will cancel out. So I just get an x minus 3. Pick your magic numbers for x. So I'm going to pick x as 1 to make this 0. So get 1 take away 9, so that's minus 8. That becomes 0. 1 minus 3 is minus 2, so minus 2b. Therefore, b is 4. Pick a magic number for x for this one. So x is 3. 3 into here, 3 take away 9 is minus 6. 3 into here gives me 2, 2a, and 3 into there gives me 0. Therefore, a is minus 3. So then sub a and b back into here. So minus 3 plus 4. Okay, next one. We've got sec 2x is 8 between 0 and 180. So straight away, first thing we're going to do is make y equal to 2x and change the range. So times both numbers by 2. So we got sec y equals 8 between 0 and 360. So sec is 1 over cos. So 1 over cos y is 8. So flip both sides. So cos y is 1 over 8. We'll get the first answer by doing arc cos 1 over 8. Make sure I'm in degrees. So arc cos of 1 over 8 gives me 82 points. Let's do 2 decimal places because one whole number actually. Then I'm going to do 360 minus because it's cos. $277.18. So that's my answers for y. And we want x. So to get x, I'm just going to half y. So x is, I could have done that in my head to be fair, 81. This is what I can't do in my head. 3.9. So there's our 2 answers. And again, you can use solve in your calculator to check that they're right. And the last one, we've got our displacement is S is 2et plus 5 sine t plus ln t. And we want to find the velocity. So that means we're going to use dv. So going down, we differentiate. So to get from d to v, this displacement, to get the velocity, we differentiate once. So differentiate e to the power of t, it just stays the same. And I'm going to times by 2. Differentiate sine, we get cos, and times by 5. Differentiate ln t, and we get 1 over t. So that's what v is. We want the velocity after 3 seconds. So when t is 3, we get v is 2e3 plus 5 cos 3 plus 1 over 3. Now, since we've differentiated, we need to make sure our trig, the angle, is in radians. So I need to change my calculator back to radians. And 2 e to the power 3 plus 5 cos 3. I'm going to put the third front just in case my calculator thinks the plus thirds inside the cos. And I get v is 35.55444. Now, since mechanics, we want 3 significant figures. So 35.6 meters per second. Good.